Hello again, everyone. We are Gaming by Gaslight. Welcome back to Dead Cells. We came very, very close last time to actually pulling off a win, but unfortunately, I gotta be careful with cursed chests in the clock tower, because that is an area very vertical, but very claustrophobic, so we gotta make sure that we keep things nice and tight, because otherwise we will die. We also want to make sure we have good crowd control. I kind of mentioned it last time, but then I didn't heed my own advice, and thus we died. And I'm going to fiddle around a little bit with some survival build again. We did a brutal build last time, and that mostly did us well. But I think we're going to go with a survival build, even though we don't really have a survival-focused weapon here. Mostly just because survival seems like it's an easy, safe pick in the sense that it gives you a bunch of health and also a lot of... It's the newbie-friendly build to go for, I would say. Tactics and brutality, those are where you start getting a bit more advanced, seeing as you have less health to play with, so you have to actually rely on your skills to not get hit a little bit more. So, there is that. Also, you know, fingers crossed here as I continue with my ever-popular prognostication here. But I'm thinking today, the day this video actually goes up, should be the day my computer finally gets to me, hopefully, maybe. That's the assumption I'm working on right now, so hopefully that means next episode I'll be able to say, hey guys, guess what? I'm playing on my main build again. And then, you know, everything will be good, there will be much rejoicing and celebration throughout the land, and so on and so forth. Come on, there you go. Silly shield guy thinking he could take me. But anyway, I mean, that'll be good when that happens. Assuming that's what happens. It might... Oh, so that's what this thing does. I see. So you get to choose your... I gotcha. You get to choose a particular category of item. I'll be honest, I thought at first, also kind of surprised I can sell those cakes. I don't remember ever doing that before, but apparently you can. I guess I've just never bothered. I mean, it's not worth a lot of money, so I wouldn't go out of my way to recycle food, but we could. That's the important thing to remember. We could, and perhaps we should. Or something like that. Oh, it's a cursed sword. But fortunately, we're doing a survival build, so I don't feel tempted to actually pick that up, so we'll ignore it for now, because that's the safe thing to do. And instead, we'll just continue doing what we're doing. I mean, we're not in any particular rush, though there's not really anything else in this level, so I guess we should get going. And I think I'm starting to get the hang of the whole wall jumping mechanics there. I mean, you could just repeatedly jump against the same wall and make, like, incremental jumping progress each time, but since as far as I can tell there are no secrets that reward that sort of thing, I'm not gonna worry too much about it. And I also think we're probably going to make roughly the same choices in life as far as like progression through the levels are concerned, just to get a feel for how things end up being different between this run and our last run. The last run was a brutal run, and this one's going to be more of a survival run, and we'll see if there's any notable differences, aside from more health and obviously a different weapon loadout, seeing as we will, of course, be playing with survival weapons instead of, you know, the other kind of weapons. And yeah, I guess it's worth picking up these cells. I shouldn't ignore cells for the time being, because they might still be useful. I'm also looking forward to whatever else, like, surely some system will be added to add value to cells once you've unlocked everything. Especially seeing as, you know, the collector guide doesn't let you leave until you've spent all your cells unless you violently smash his door down. And I don't like violently, smashing people's doors down, because that's just not nice. You know, Gaslight, you have a shield, you gotta use it, man. At least, you know, you should be using it totally. And yet, I am not. Because using shields is for suckers, apparently, and I just never value shields as much as I could. But we are going to have to do that whole... Also, there's a power scroll up there. We're going to have to try the whole shield-only sort of run. I'm going to wait on that until we've, like, got our feet perfectly under us for this particular update. And when that time comes... Oh, dear. When that time comes, it'll be surely a sight to behold. And that'll be awesome. So, moving on. You know what? Now that I think about it, I do miss, and I just noticed now, that when you pick up an item, you don't get like a temporary little on-screen thing giving you a summary of what it does. I didn't realize how much I valued that until just now. Though I'm assuming it gives us tactics, since I just noticed that we have 2 tactics now when we previously had only 1. So, there is that. And, I mean, even though we do still want to collect some amount of cells, I'm not gonna... Hello? I'm not gonna go out of my way to collect them, I think. I mean, then again, we will want a certain amount of money as well in order to afford later game stuff. I mean, in general, ooh, that's tempting. That's tempting. Nah, let's reroll. We'll do a reroll or two. I mean, that alone, like this rerolling thing, is what makes money valuable. Well, what I'm really looking for is the lightning attack, because I like lightning. There we go. That's what I like to see. Yeah, I can't recycle that since our starting item. I really should have. I really should just remember that, but I don't, so here we are. And aside from that, yeah, I like that. We get our unlimited power. Feel the true power of the dark side right there. Oh, and there's an elite dude. Hello, elite dude. This is not going to be fun, is it? Because elite dude's bombs go flying immediately. Oh dear. And by that I mean they detonate immediately. It's not good for me. Not so much. Alright, we get a tactics amulet, so now we're like practically balanced. Also, there's nothing down there, so I don't know why I bothered with that. Because I could, I guess, is the answer. Then again, that's the answer to most questions in life, isn't it? Is, why do something? Because you can. Though then again, that's not always the correct answer, I suppose, but we're not worried about those times when that's not the correct answer. And it looks like we're not missing anything, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so our general idea is we are going to be going down to the prison depths again, and then we'll skip Fog Fjord, make our way into the Slumbering Sanctuary, and then from there, make our way over to... Ow. To the Clock Tower, and then hopefully this time, we'll end up going to the boss. Do I want to go back and... or just explore the rest of the level, make sure we're not missing anything? The answer is no, I'm not that concerned. Not really. I'm a little concerned, but not entirely concerned. So, we won't worry about it all that much. And we're also not going to spend any cells until we get to the end. Or, you know, if we pick up a blueprint, we'll talk to the collector just to make sure we turn it in, because I wouldn't want to lose any blueprints, especially if they are rare and valuable, because that would, you know, generally suck. And we don't want things to suck. We want things to possibly blow. Which also is not quite what we want either. We want things to go swimmingly. As they should. There we go. Perfect parry. It's a little framey there for a second, but overall, wow, nicely done. Overall, we're doing good for ourselves, is what I'm saying. And that's really all I could ask for at the end of the day. I mean, we could ask for more. You could always ask for more, but that doesn't mean you should. Because asking for more is when you get greedy, and when you get greedy, things start going wrong. And there we go. Alright. Gotta recycle more. So I feel that money... like, in every previous version of the game, money felt like it was trivial and like you always had too much of it. I feel the way things are balanced right now, there actually is a certain... Ooh, that's nice. There is a certain value to money that was not there previously. Not to say money was never valuable, but I feel, since I feel the need to actually buy stuff from the shop more often, money suddenly is a much more precious resource than it was in previous builds. So I think that is a triumph, really, of the Brutal update. I really should have let him spawn bats, shouldn't have I? That would have allowed me to clear this curse much easier. You gotta take advantage of... Oh god. Oh god. That could have gone so much better, especially since I did have these throwing daggers, so I could have just fired those and considerably reduced the risk to my life and my personal well-being, but that's Gaming by Gaslight for you. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. It's Skeletor here. Alright. That was actually pretty easy. I like it. I like it a lot. Though it also occurs to me, the amount of time it takes to to cool down your active abilities is much higher. And I'm wondering to myself, and you know, because I'm not entirely sure here, but are active abilities slightly more powerful now? I haven't really noticed that myself, like between this update and the last update, but I'm wondering if that's the case, because I have to imagine part of the reason for increasing the cooldown was like the change to, like with the combat change, but I don't know. Or am I just imagining it? Are the cooldowns the same as always? And it's just that now that I'm not always going to be focused on increasing tactics, previously known as skill, if that's why things seem to take long. Oh dear. Good job. That's the one thing I now don't like about wall jumping, is that those segments, because they have those little nooks and crannies, it's very easy to get stuck. Because I'm so clingy to the walls and stuff. Very unfortunate. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, it still worked out, so I guess it's okay. Mostly okay. Pretty much okay. Alright. There we go. I miss the days when the Clockwork Spider just gave some kind of ground pound attack. Frankly, I like the ground pound better than what he does now. But that might just be me as the only person who likes that. Probably not. I imagine there's other people, because the bat spam is just crazy, man. It's just a little bit too crazy. And there's also another Skeletor here. Beautiful. He can't really stop us, though. That's the good thing. Also, my voice is kind of giving out on me, which is not good, because the day has just begun. We can't have that. We need full power to the voice, to the vocal cords. But you know what? It'll be fine. Just drink some delicious, delicious beverage after this recording, and I'll be back in action. Such as it is. And if I was going for a brutality run, those cross daggers would have been pretty sweet. I remember back in the day when that was like my go-to weapon. Man, I remember back in the day when the rapier was like the most ridiculously overpowered weapon in the entire game. I'm kind of glad it's not the most ridiculously overpowered weapon anymore. I really should use it more, though, when it comes up. Like, since it got nerfed, I've basically ignored it. But it is still a decent weapon. I mean, most weapons are pretty decent in the right hands, to be honest. That wasn't very nice, Goblin Man. Not very nice at all. Alright. Sorry. My voice is it's just not there. But it'll get there. I mean, as we keep lubricating it up with continued dialogue, it'll get oh god. I don't like Skeletor sometimes. He is not my favorite friend in the whole wide world. But unlimited power is. I love the fact that enemies get stunned in the water. We need more water. Oh, you know what would be cool? A water-based level. You know, thinking like Super Mario here, like just go underwater, swimming. Doesn't even make sense. Well, you know what? That might be an idea for Dead Cells 2. Because that'd require, like, making entirely new game mechanics. Why am I talking about Dead Cells 2? Dead Cells 1 isn't even out of early access yet. Because that's how much I think this game is awesome and has the potential to become like a whole franchise. I'll make a movie one day. Dead Cells the movie, probably. Actually, no. Video game movies are generally terrible and should not be made. Most of the time. I mean, some have actually proven to be at least reasonably good as a popcorn kind of flick, but yeah. Video games just don't translate well. Not very well at all. Anyway, with that random tangent out of the way, let's continue with our eternal quest to try and win. Let's see, do we get better lightning? Might as well give it a try. If we can get a taste. What is this? I mean, if anything has like a double or quad damage modifier, I'm probably gonna go ahead and buy it because, oh, there we go. It is better. I mean, it's an entire 25% better than what we were using before. So that basically means double the damage. Probably, maybe. I'm not that very good at math, so I'm not sure if that actually, if the math checks out on that. Oh, you know what? I just noticed. Parrying doesn't actually guarantee a stun on Skeletor. That's kinda BS right there. But that's good to know, because if I ever find myself cursed, I will know, don't rely on your shield to stun Skeletor, because it might not actually stun him. Either that or I just screwed up on the parry. But then again, it said parry every time. Like, I've got a couple of blocks in there. And every single time, it seemed to imply that he was not stunned, so I'll stand by my reasoning on that one. Alright. I mean, we've got a good thing going here. I might have actually been able to kill that guy before his swing got to me. But better to be safe than sorry, really, when it comes to these sorts of things. There we go. Beautiful. I love being able to stun enemies like that. There we go. Not to mention the massive clouds of toxin that we're releasing into the air as we kill our foes. Beautiful. And squish! And then we go back up here, wait for them to all hang out together, and then bang, alright, they're gone. So all I need to do is not screw up this final bit of jumping. Don't screw it up. Okay, good, we did it. Sometimes I slide off those things. I'm not sure if that's a me problem or a game problem. I'm gonna assume it's a me problem, because, you know, it makes more sense that it's me rather than the game. But still, not fun when it happens. Not fun at all. I do not like getting squished, because getting squished is not very fun. Come on, there we go. Beautiful, and then we'll take out the Archbishop of Canterbury here, and get smashed because I wasn't paying attention. Good job. And then we just kind of carry on, because that's what we do. You know, I've got a good feeling about this run. I think we're actually going to win. Beautiful. I did take a little bit of unnecessary damage there, but at the end of the day, that's good. Alright, there goes the Flame Torrent, so we don't need that anymore. Careful not to break that. I mean, I almost completely smashed that. I do feel, though... Oh, dear. Hello, friend. Yeah. Oh, wait. Yeah, look, I parried him, kept attacking. That's, it's not fair at all. What's the point in being able to parry if it doesn't actually stun the enemy? Because you kind of end up getting yourself put in a bit of a bad position there once, like especially with enemies that rapidly attack in quick succession. If you parry the first attack but they don't get stunned, then they just keep coming and smacking you in the face. Yeah, look at that. I mean, I totally screwed up the parry there, but yeah, look at that. I parried him, and I parried him again. It's like doing no damage to him, though. Maybe it's just the Force Shield itself, but I feel greatly disappointed in how that's working there. Yeah, there's a shop over there. And we might as well visit it. You never know. There might be something cool in there. But on the other hand, we might want to just save our money. Maybe I could have invested in a shield, actually. Now that I think about it, that might have been the smart play. Especially since here I am... Oh, maybe that's the problem. This is like the starting shield that I got, isn't it? Maybe it's not enough to stun all enemies anymore. Yeah, that could be it. Oh well. We'll see how that goes when we get to the next level, then. And by that I mean next time we get the opportunity to upgrade our shield, we should totally try to remember to upgrade it. Only 80 free cells so far. That's actually kind of disappointing. I was hoping by now we would have over 100, but meh, that's life. The cells will really, they'll start adding up once we actually get further into the game, no doubt. So, for now, we are good. And, yeah, I'm pretty happy about it. Though I do wonder to myself, like, once we're back on our main computer here, I mean, I feel the game is at a point now where, like, there actually is a point in, like, picking different paths. And I'm wondering to myself, what path will become, like, my main path, the one that I tend to favor? Right now, I'm sort of thinking it might be, like, the sewer path, and then go into the graveyard, possibly. And then either from the graveyard to the clock tower, or a graveyard to, I think, wait, no. Can you get to the clock tower from the graveyard? No, I think you have to go to the sepulcher. So, I might go that way. Mostly because the graveyard has free cursed chests, and, you know, that's pretty good, I think. Plus, it's a higher difficulty tier, so I'd be able to get better weapons. In fact, that entire path is higher difficulty tier, so better equipment overall. And since the balance of the game right now is such that equipment is a bit more valuable and more important than it was in the previous update, where you could fairly reasonably get by without upgrading your equipment. I mean, upgrading your equipment's always been important, but it's much more important in this particular build, and I think possibly that's, like, the right direction for the game to be in. Stupid totem pole thing. Ow, I hate him. I mean, he's not even a totem pole, so I don't know why I call him that. He's like a living rune block. I hate you too, Skeletor. I really do. You are a jerk. But there's not much I can do about that, so instead I will kill all your other little friends here in the ossuary. Let no joyful voice be heard. That's what I'm trying to say. There you go. That was a good line, I felt anyway, in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. I liked it. It has nothing to do with anything, I just figured I'd randomly mention that. Because I'm full of random things that are actually not that random when you actually analyze them. Because people like to think they're random, but they're actually predictable. Especially when they're trying to be random. Much like a random number generator, you can only work based on your pre-programmed parameters or something. At least that's the case if you are a robot. As I totally am not. So far, so good. There we go. We'll bleed them a little bit. Poison cloud them a little bit. That's also pretty sweet. He's gone. I should go back and pick up those cells. I don't know exactly what killed him, but it's good that it did. I am not doing very good at avoiding those totem pole things. It is a good thing I have not picked up a cursed sword on this run. Incidentally, speaking of cursed swords, I have been led to believe there is actually an achievement now, much like I predicted, of beating the game with a cursed sword. So we're totally gonna have to do that as a run at some point as well. I mean, technically, you only have to finish the run with a cursed sword, so you could probably, like, not pick up a cursed sword until, like, the very end. You know, if you get it in, like, the clock tower or the sepulcher or something, and then just take it in to fight the final boss. But, I mean, what's the fun in that? I mean, if you're gonna do an achievement, you might as well go all the way. Probably, anyway. I mean, I'll be honest, I would totally cheese it and just pick up the cursed sword at the very end of the game so that I didn't have to risk my life the other way. But on the other hand, how can you get your sense of pride and accomplishment if you don't do things properly, right? I mean, you gotta do things properly or else what's the point? What's the point indeed? Wait, didn't we already fight one of you? Or maybe I'm a... This feels like we've done this before. This has all happened before, and it'll all happen again. Alright, that's actually pretty good. I mean, the game is really saying, hey, Gaslight, you totally should have been stacking tactics with the way this is going, but that's life sometimes. I really do hope, though, the next update, like, it does add something, like, for the collector to, like, re-roll your stats or something. Maybe not your stat. Well, actually, being able to re-roll your stats would be pretty cool as well. Don't get me wrong, that actually would be pretty sweet. Re-roll your stats partway through a run. I could get behind doing that. That sounds like that would be fun. You could, you know, start the run off with, like, a strength build, a tactics or brutality build, And then partway through the run, you think to yourself, you know what? I would rather have a tactics build or a survival build or, you know, some kind of build. And then you swap it. But what I was actually saying is, it'd be pretty sweet if you could. I really hate how he doesn't get stunned when I'm parrying him. That's really annoying. But being able to reroll the abilities on your weapon and equipment, that would be cool. In fact, I feel that's probably what's gonna be the thing, being able to reroll that and or level up your stuff for cells. Of course, unless I'm misremembering, I almost swear I read somewhere that, also I guess we might as well keep stacking on the tactics, but I almost swear I remember reading somewhere, and maybe I'm just imagining it, in fact I very well could be just imagining it, that like there's going to be a whole new character added, presumably for the purpose of re-rolling your stats and stuff, part run. And all your stats, I mean the stats of your equipment. I feel like I'm not making much sense. Such is the case sometimes. By sometimes, I think we totally mean all the time. Just kind of how Gaming by Gaslight rolls, is by saying stuff but not necessarily making any sense. You know, words are coming out of his mouth, but they don't mean anything. At least nothing that anyone logical can understand, anyway. Something to that effect. It depends. Some days I find myself more on target, sometimes I'm less. Actually, to be honest, I think the problem is that I did not sleep well last night, and thus I'm getting the day off to a somewhat wibbly-wobbly start. Which totally means better bed rest is the key to success, the key to a healthy morning in life. Gotta get that sleep at night. Anyway, but, you know, who really needs to hear about Gaming by Gaslight's nightlife? It's not that exciting. It really isn't. So, what else? What else? Also, oh, there we go, there's something cool. But it occurs to me, the autumn sale on Steam is over, which means the Christmas sale, or winter sale, is close at hand. So I figure when that happens, I'm going to try to pick up at least a couple of the games that have been recommended to me. I have a pretty big, like, recommendations list going at the moment, so want to start putting a dent in that. And by that, I mean I would like... You know what, we don't need to buy anything. Yeah, there's like been a number of good games. I'm looking forward to trying them out. That'll probably cause some shifts in our schedule. But, yeah. I mean, besides games on my recommendations list, I've also been... There's a lot of stuff I am waiting to cover. That, and by waiting, I mean waiting for my computer to get here. So, it's going to be a pretty action-packed next couple of weeks, I imagine. Once I've got everything back in order. There's going to be, like, new stuff every day for a week or so at least, I think, probably. So that'll be cool. And that's exactly... Maybe not like a new thing every day, that's not necessarily the goal of the channel, but I do want to have that, like, nice variety in there, you know? Also, 20 minutes and we're only just now reaching the incomplete one. That's kind of bad, if I'm being honest with you. So, totally need to work on that. Totally got to work on that. There we go. Just keep smacking him there like so. And might not be a bad idea to try bleeding him a little bit. I really don't like his shield mechanic. Mostly because it slows me down. But then again, the shield doesn't last that long, and, you know, we still managed to blow him up in a pretty reasonable amount of time, so it's not that bad. Not that bad at all. But, yeah. Does slow things down just a teensy-tiny bit. Yeah, there's no way we made that time door. Oh boy, but I've been seeing some, like, crazy speedruns, so I really want to... I should probably, first of all, watch some of these speedruns, get a feel for how people are pulling it off, and then try to do it myself, because there's been, like, people beating the game in, like, under 9 minutes. That's crazy, man. I have lots of respect. I mean, I don't really see myself as a speedrunner, like, ever, because that's just not how I find fun in the game. But occasionally, doing some speedrunning just to mix things up seems like a good idea, so I should, like, totally work on that. Little, slight, tiny bit of framiness there. Just a tiny bit. Alright. And as usual, we're gonna try to not kill everything if we can, because ideally we want there to be at least 10 reasonably easy enemies hanging around here for when we find the cursed chest. So, what I hate the most is when a cursed chest, when it exists in the Slumbering Sanctuary after you've awakened it, because I hate those golems. They are, like, just, they are jerks. They are complete and total jerks. We should, let's see. Oh, it does have a plus survival on it, so yeah, I'm totally gonna buy it. But yeah, like I was saying, those golem things are jerks and I hate everything about them. And thus, I mean, once you actually, like I was saying the last time, once you've got their pattern down and understand how they function, they're really not that bad, but I still hate them and everything they stand for, so we will. That's why I always hope that the thing, the cursed chest, is in the first half of this level. Though it actually occurs to me, if you just kind of rush through this level, it's actually kind of fast. And also I'm taking a lot of ridiculously unnecessary damage here. Like, really ridiculously. Come on, just, there we go. Yeah, I hate these guys too. My weapon setup is not, it's not made to handle them, is it? Not really. So, we do want to be careful about that. I love the music in here. Also, for some reason, it reminds me a little bit, ooh, yoink. It reminds me a little bit of Rogue Legacy. That was a fun game. But, not completely. They're just something about the music for the Sanctuary that has, like, a slight Rogue Legacy vibe, which is not a bad thing, in my personal opinion. Alright, there we go. We've taken out that fella. We've got plenty of bad guys left. That guy's almost dead, makes our life that much easier. And there's the cursed chest, exactly. Alright. You see, this is the sort of thing, this is how you gotta strategize stuff when you're here. Though, to be honest, it's actually, I wondered to myself, if I was speedrunning, would I want to actually bother opening cursed chests? Because they would add just another level of stress, and also require me to actually kill enemies in order to not be cursed, so it's one of those questions. But then again, life is full of questions, and questions are good because they make you think. And thinking keeps you from developing dementia, probably. I have no scientific basis for that. I just assume that the more active you keep your mind, the less likely it is to be to succumb to, such disorders that can crop up later in one's life. But again, I have no medical basis for that whatsoever. Or any real experience with people who have dementia, so I wouldn't really know if that's, like, anything that... Yeah, basically what I'm saying is I have no idea what I'm talking about, disregard everything I'm saying. I also feel the compulsion to kill every enemy, which is totally unnecessary in a speedrun, so we'll have to keep that in mind. Though I hear, I mean, of course, then again, another thing is, like, any good speedrun, like, I guess while I'm on the thought process here of, like, what would I do if I were trying to speedrun this game, I'd have to learn all the ways to cheese the game, because my understanding is, like, that's where the real speedrunning comes from, is, like, cheesing the heck out of the game in order to find and exploit all of its weaknesses, thus allowing you to do things in less time than you would in a normal playthrough. Like, for instance, apparently you can actually skip the last boss. That sounds pretty cool. You know what? Yeah. The extra survival seems reasonable. We have really good stats, by the way. I like these stats. These are nice stats. And we should be proud of them. because there are stats. Nobody else's. It's just a Bombardier guy. And by Bombardier, I mean a Grenadier guy, not like Bombardier, the Canadian aeronautical company. Which got screwed over. Or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. That sounds like getting dangerously close to talking business and politics, and that's something you're not supposed to talk about, Gaslight, because you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. Think about that, sir. I just actually took that out. But I did, and it was pretty great. Never elite Grenadier, huh? Fun times. And he is down for the count, sir. I like that shield, but we don't need it right now, so... Gaslight, what are you doing? You totally should go back, get that shortcut unlocked. And we could go to the Sepulcher, but then again, the last time we did that, the game crashed on the way to the clock... Excuse me, to the clock room, which... I assume is more so a problem related to... That's more of a me problem, really, than anything else. So, you know, don't associate that with anything else. So, yeah. And by a me problem, I mean, you know, it's a problem that my laptop apparently could not handle transition between Sepulcher and clock tower room place thing. So, yeah, think about that. If you dare, at any rate. Alright. I really like the fact that there's training dummies in this level. It means that, had I not already unlocked... Man, these guys are easy once, like, once you understand that the key is to stay behind them, so they can't do, like, their Big Daddy drill attack on you. And as long as you stay close to them so they don't do their crazy, like, ground implosion move, which does whatever it does. To be honest, like, I'm not entirely sure what they're doing when they do that, because I always feel like too intense to actually, like, or the action's always too intense to really, like, notice what their animation is doing when they're, like, preparing that, like, whatever it is where, like, stuff's, like, smashing out of the ground, like, stuns you for 10 million years, which can get you stuck in a very bad circle of hurt, if you don't mind me saying. And is there anything down here? There is not, so on to the clock tower. Tick-tock, I say. Tick-tock. Also, it has a gear symbol on it, which is cool, because gears are cool. Because gears are the foundation for what makes machines move. Well, most machines, anyway. Sometimes you got your pulley system in there. Sometimes you got a lever system. I don't think I'm going to unlock either of these this time. In fact, I think it's that Raven Crow Feather thing that lets you, if you do it right, skip over the final boss. Which sounds pretty cool. I wonder if you could do that to skip over the other bosses. My guess is no. But then again, I could be wrong. In fact, maybe that's how you do, like, the super speedrunning. You gotta, like, abuse the game to skip bosses without actually fighting them. Because I would shave off a lot of time, because I imagine each boss is probably, like, what, 2-3 minutes-ish? Unless you have, like, a ridiculously overpowered weapon. Alright. Toxic Cloud, not a bad weapon, but not what we want today, I don't think. Love the music here. It's both, like, it starts off so peaceful, and you also got just that, like, steady and comforting rhythm of the clock actually ticking along. It's very nice, I find, personally. We go into the challenge room? I guess we do. I mean, we beat the last challenge room. We could totally, probably beat another one, as long as I don't slip off the edges here. Oh yeah, ooh, getting a little framey though. Watch your corners on that one. Got a bad feeling about this. Then again, I've had bad... Ah, Gaslight. Tisk, tisk, sir. Tisk, tisk. You could have done so much better for yourself, but you chose not to. Alright, then we got Elite Bombardier. What is this guy's name, anyway? I mean, you got the Grenadier. I just call him Bombardier, I guess. Because why not? Why not? I can totally call him whatever I want. Wow, that heals 900 health. That's pretty sweet, actually. Also, his crossbow's pretty sweet as well. Gotta love that. I've got two weapons that have a bit of a delay on their fire, but when they actually do fire, they are very powerful. Very nice indeed. I like it. I mean, it also is kind of dangerous, I suppose, but I mostly like it. It's pretty good. It's a good thing. Alright. Let's not repeat the mistakes of yesterday, shall we? And by yet... Wait, actually it was just yesterday. Will be just yesterday. When this episode comes out. Oh, cool, you can actually ring the bell. That is... Ow. That's awesome. Like, really cool. Ring those bells. And then we'll just kind of warp ourselves back up. I kind of like that whole mechanic there where you get, like, there's a locked door and then you, like, warp up to it. Not a very good security system, mind you, but it's cool. And I don't mind operating on... You know what? There's a part of me that says, don't kill these things. I mean, I guess there's no choice now because they've aggroed on me. But it would not be a bad... Oh, dear. It's getting really framey here. We got to kill these guys. Just so I can get our frame rate back up. Beautiful. Alright, that takes care of that. But we do need more crowd control, I think. And with that in mind, I would not... Like, as much as I like the... as much as I enjoy, as a weapon, the dagger knife storm thing, it might not be the right weapon for us at this time. It might actually be better for us to instead... Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Endeavor to get an item that has more crowd control clearing properties on it. Come on. Don't even get invincibility frames to roll past that guy. Shucks. Also... Oh my goodness. I should totally leave this place until we fight. Of course, then again, we just know the cursed chest is on top of this tower. Probably. You have to kill all these enemies to get to it. Oh dear. Yeah, watch your corners there. Oh, it's this guy. It's Spinny Top Man, who has the Crushinator, which, as I recall, we are missing now because we just don't have it anymore. That is very disappointing, actually. Though we know we could use the Hunter's Grenade on him. Also, I stand by my previous statement. This tower is, like, ridiculously, unnecessarily big and is totally compensating for something. Like most towers are, really, at the end of the day. Also, nice job killing that one guy. He just fell off the tower. Good for him. Required no real effort on my part. I like the whole, like, bomb explodey aspect of those. It's like, in fact, is it just me or does he look kind of like a puppet or a marionette with a bomb sack on his back? Maybe that's just me imagining things, but that's what that guy kind of looks like to me. Like he's made of wood and gears or something, which I find kind of crazy, but cool. Like that is a nice look for him, I think. Yeah, we'll climb this tower and then we'll go back to the other one later. Aha! Alright, so there's some locked stuff here. What's this? Requires the clock tower key. Now, where would I get a clock tower key, I wonder to myself. These... Oh my god. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. I was gonna try to ignore all these guys and see if we could get to the top of the tower and see if there was something there that we could use to our advantage. But, yeah, that's just not happening now, is it? Ended up wasting another health potion there. Wonder, what is that? What does that particular shield thingy do that we are seeing there? I don't really know. I mean, there's a part of me that wants to kind of ignore everything on this tower and then, like, see if we can find... Oh no, it's actually... It just goes up and up. Oh, it's actually still going up. Oh, but there's only a regular chest here, and it still keeps going up. This is the tower that just won't quit. Alright. That does give us more survival, but I don't want to get locked into the whip, to be honest with you. Also, it's not a survival item, so it probably wouldn't be in my best interests. Ouch. Oh dear, there's an elite enemy here. Oh god. Alright, let's get down here, this chest room. This seems like the right place to fight an enemy. Ow. Oh, come on. didn't even get stuck on the, Alright, there we go. Oh, and he can warp out of it anyway. What a jerk. Alright. There we go. He died. He died. That makes my life so much better, though. Alright, +1 survival, +1 brutality. I guess we can rock that out. I mean, in -20 damage anyway, that also is good. Cool boy. Alright. Yeah, look at this. Look at this crazy, crazy place. What did I do to open that door? Was it just a door that opens? There is a key there. But I don't think that's the key we need. Glad we're not cursed. Okay, that's the watchmaker's key, so that will not open the door that we want. That's good to know. Alright, so we've killed the bad guys. Maybe I should have ignored them, because again, we could have like just come back here later when we inevitably get cursed, because I'm totally gonna pick up the curse, obviously, if there's a cursed chest. There's definitely a cursed chest in here somewhere, because that's just what you do. You see a cursed chest, you open it, then you kill 10 enemies, and then you get all the reward and none of the risk. You know what? It's actually kind of funny. We are literally, like, I mean, I guess the bear trap is kind of, like, sort of a bit of a crowd control item, but at the same time, it's not a crowd control item. At least not as, like, I don't really have a nice, oh god. There's too many bats. Too many brain bats. Like I said, this is like Ramparts 2.0 with, like, 10 bajillion brain bats. It's just not right, man. Like, we need some crazy superpowers here in order to get out of this one. Excuse me, sir. You know what? I didn't even realize that I could actually duck under an elevator like that. I didn't realize it would act like a platform, though I guess I should have, because that doesn't make a lot of sense. There's also an elite enemy. Might as well kill him, because why not? Alright, elite grenadier dude. He died pretty quickly. Brutality and tactics. Bleh. You know, it is what it is. We've got an extra jump on us, which is always cool, but it does not do, strictly speaking, what we need it to do, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. And here we are, we just keep going higher and higher. We're also doing, like, really, really nice damage, so that's a good thing. Ow. I'm also taking a lot of really bad damage, but that's life. Someday we will be such masters at this game, with such a knowledge of the cells, that we'll even be able to prevent others from dying or something. Something like that. Something to that effect. You sword men. I mean, look at this. They waste all their time studying the blade while I was busy unlocking unlimited power. So, yeah. Take that, sir. And also, I've got a pretty sweet cross. There we go. This is what we've been waiting for. Though it's also been what I've been dreading. I've been waiting for it, but I've been dreading it, especially since, now that I think about it, there's a lot of really, really not nice, stabby obstacles between us and the exit, so I guess I better be careful about that. Because that could end really, like, double plus ungood. Really not great at all. That does scare me a little bit. But I have to believe in myself. I have to believe in the power of the throbbing 179 cells that we have in our pocket and assume the best. More, yeah. Like, look at this. We've got free bats. We have killed free bats now. That there's a spin top man. That's cool. We can reduce our pain and suffering with that guy. Okay, and there's another bat over here. Oh god. And see how easily we defeated him? It was like he wasn't even there at all. Alright, so now we can just get out of here. Move on with our lives, as one does. I'm still completely terrified. But let's wander off. I mean, yeah, I don't want to keep going up and down this elevator, so let's get out of here. Let's just move on. Take it slow. That's the key. That's the key to any period of Cursed Sword. I mean, we're not doing a speedrun at this point, obviously. Like, we're 35 minutes in. Or longer. I mean, I think, the actual... Oh, no. Okay, yeah, walking. There we go. Okay, okay. I can't reach him. Come on, you can do better than this, Gaslight. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Okay, just get a little closer. There we go. All right, just 3 more enemies to kill. And then, okay, it's a spin top man. Those guys are always a little scary, but they do go down pretty easily. All right, we've got a bomb guy. Let's wait until he drops his bomb. That way we have less to worry about at the end of the day. All right, and there goes the curse. Oh, and this is it. This is it. This is Watchmaker's Key. We go up, and we can get out of here. I like that a lot. I mean, is there anything else we want to explore? Not really. I mean, I suppose I could have poked around to see if the clock tower key was here. But then again, maybe it's not here. Maybe, well, it's probably like the architect's key where we have to like find it in a secret in a hole in the wall or something. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I'm not going to unlock those. We've got our throbbing 181 cells. Throbbing with their cellulite goodness or something. I don't know. Very cellular. Alright, here we go. Clock room. Don't let me down, game. Don't crash. It's not crashing. That's good. So far, so good. Alright. Totally gonna win this. Alright, let's do this. Alright, it's boss fighting time. Oh, I like this. It's cool. You showed how badass we were by, like, smashing open the door. Okay, you're the assassin. Alright. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at you. Oh dear, what are you doing? Ow. Well, there goes the dream of, like, acing it on the first try. I mean, I'll be on. Oh, to God. Oh, she talks! That's cool. Yeah, but you're actually not that very bright, Madam Assassin. Haha, and then you got stuck a second time. Let's finish this. I concur. Oh, God. What are you doing? Okay. Yeah, what? Oh, dear. Now what are you doing? Oh, dear. No, don't do this. No, you don't have to. Whoa, you're almost dead. Man, I remember reading, like, back when this was in the beta, that the assassin was, like, apparently, like, painfully, like, invincible. But she's not so tough. There we go. We got our Ice Shock, which I assume is, like, a upgraded version of the Ice Blast. Pretty sweet. Alright, I mean, she was kind of a pushover at the end of the day. I was expecting, like, she's easier than the Watcher. I can see myself never losing to that boss, ever. I mean, you know, careful that you don't choke on your aspirations there, Gaslight. But, yeah, we won't completely unlock that, because we're at the end of the run anyway. And we have our slightly deflated 142 cells, but that's still a nice amount of cells. Also, I really shouldn't get too cocky, but I guess this is the end, so with that in mind, I like it. I like the assassin, good boss, fun, reasonably challenging. I don't know how I'm going to beat her without taking damage, but that'll be something that we can experience together. The end is slightly different, and I guess this is where we leave things. So for now, as always, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that like button, or maybe leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking, and I will see all you in the next video.